Hello stampers and welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. Today I have a few fun things to share with you, including this amazing card and how I created it. So while looking at this card, it might just look like beautiful flowers and everything, in which that is so true. You guys all know how much I love my flowers. But I also wanted to show you, do you see what looks like water driplets on those flowers? I sure hope it shows up on camera and you can see those little shiny spots. There's just little drips everywhere. So it's a very subtle look, but it also has that amazing wow factor when you see it, to think that there are water driplets on the flowers to give them that so realistic look. So how I did that is I started with a piece of the Petal Passion Designer Series paper, and this actually measures 3 inches by 3 inches, which means you can use every single square inch of that 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. Isn't that amazing? I love using all of it with no leftovers because then I feel like I really got my money's worth. So I cut it into 3-inch squares, and then I got out my Stampin' Blends. I am loving Stampin' Blends. I am not a huge coloring fan, just because I get overwhelmed by too much of it, but a small little 3x3 square definitely helps cut that down. Looking at the full sheet of this is very overwhelming, but a little 3x3 square then calms my nerves just a little bit. So one of the other awesome things about this designer paper is all of the shading and shadowing. So another thing with Stampin' Blends that might seem a little overwhelming is getting that blended look with the two colors. Well, this paper helps you get that look without any sort of crazy artistic talent, because let me tell you, I don't feel like I have any sort of artistic talent at all when it comes to shading and stuff. So you'll notice in this one, there's like the dark little like gray lines around the images and up in here and everything too. Let's see. Focus. You can see it a little bit better there. So what I did is I took the dark marker in all of the colors and I went around like the edges of the flower or the leaf, and then I went in those dark areas. So it's almost like it's telling you where the shadowing and shades need to go. So then after I did that, now I'm just going to go through with the lighter one and do my little swish and swirl and blend that together. So I have these little flowers here. I thought these were called coral bells, or they look like coral bells in my opinion, so I thought coral should be the color for coral bells, right? So I'm just going to smush and smear in a little circular motion around those flowers, blending that dark in with the light so that there's not that very distinct line, but so that you have that awesome color variation. So there we have those fabulous ones. I will do the Bermuda Bay real quick too, and then I'll just bring in a new one so that you don't have to watch me color forever. And so there is that amazing blue flower. So now, oh, I feel like there's this petal needs to be blue. I don't know, maybe it was supposed to be green, and it's actually a leaf. So now the way that I achieved that look with the water splatters is by actually taking an aqua painter and my clear embossing powder. So let's do that now. Okay, so I brought in a piece of scrap paper because this can get a little messy. So I'm going to take my aqua painter, and you can either squeeze a little and drip it on, or you can always kind of splatter it on by going like this. So whichever one you prefer, you can kind of go with. And I'm just going to add a few splatters until I can see that there's enough on there. And then I'm just going to pour my clear embossing powder right on top. So now I just want to move that embossing powder around over all of the surfaces, because there's those little splatters everywhere. So you don't know where it actually picked up and where it didn't pick up until you actually heat emboss it. So now I'm going to heat emboss it just to set all of that powder. Okay, and now we have those water splatters all over. Can you see that there's some next to that green petal there? There's some on the leaf. Of course, since it's clear, it's a little harder to see. Definitely be sure to check out my blog, laurastamppad.com, where I will have more detailed and up-close and personal photos of these images so that you can see clear embossing powder. I know clear embossing powder on camera, and we're, complaining that we can't see it. Well, it's clear. So as you can see there, it's very hard to show, but there's that little extra sparkle. There's also that texture to your project and everything. So let's bring back in the original, and you can see how it just adds so much, a little extra flair and everything. Like I said, it's just that little extra wow. So super fun to color a small little 3x3 square, as well as adding those little driplets of water to make it look even more real. I hope you enjoyed this little technique, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're newest. I post every Tuesday and Thursday. And don't forget to check out my free stamp set of the month this month. It's a fabulous one. I'm super excited about it. I'll see you guys all next time. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.